ABAG has become a punching bag at local council and commission meetings throughout the Bay Area. Angry words flow from public speakers, casting the association as a reckless destroyer of communities and demanding that their local cities and towns withdraw from ABAG. Even city and town officials have expressed their frustration with the current system and their dealings with ABAG.
The state and regional entities in my time here at the town have become increasingly involved at the local level. Danville has Go ahead. I agree. I don't disagree with that. Danville, I should point out, though, has been, I believe, very proactive and very consistent in trying to deal with this dynamic. We've raised issues with ABAG, we've raised issues with MTC, we've challenged the feasibility of the regional forecasts that are being used for growth. We've advocated eliminating requirements to spend 70% of future transportation funds in priority development areas. We've advocated exempting local roadway maintenance funds because potentially those will be tied to that as well. And we've asserted that we believe that similar results could be received by concentrating more housing in urbanized areas, not in suburbs like Contra Costa County or specifically Danville. We haven't been in the majority.
Luce understands the nature of the anger, but calls it misplaced. When Danville was doing its general plan, and when Orinda was writing the letter in response to the EIR for Plan Bay Area, there was palpable anger in the room. Why is that, do you think?
Well, I think because nobody, when it comes to land use, I think everybody believes it's local, you know, and if it's not my city council, then who else should be making land use decisions in my community? And, you know, ideally it's just me, right? I get to decide who lives next to me. I mean, that's, I think, what everybody really wants. But at least we want our city council to be in charge. State law actually says otherwise, and I think that's the problem. And it's the problem we've been fighting in Napa for some time, is that state law mandates this, has mandated for decades. I think it's a misplaced anger, yeah, and maybe just because they don't feel they can change Sacramento, which may be true. They can't change what HCD is doing, may be true, but that's where the anger should be focused. I mean, though it's the state law that is bringing down this state top-down mandated housing process. That's what I call lemons. I mean, that's ugly, okay? But we're making lemonade.
A growing number of residents in those smaller, mostly affluent communities are increasingly talking about applying their own lemonade recipes and getting their lemons directly from the state. Corte Madera, a 9,200-person city in Marin County, officially exited ABAG on July 1.
You probably heard of us. There were 101 cities in ABAG until July 1st, and then there's 100 because Corte Madera voted to leave.
Still, there exists a sober understanding that they remain in the lemonade-making business even if they want to form their own council of governments to better localize the job that ABAG does.
It doesn't even begin to solve all of the problem, and you should be well aware of that. We don't pretend that it does. We happen to be in a position because we have improved housing element. We've done everything we're supposed to do, that we know, we're confident that we can do this. And to some degree, what we're doing is a protest. But it does not mean you get out of RENA allocations, the regional housing needs allocations. You still get those. They're still going to come from ABAG. What we are trying to do, and what I'm trying to do in Marin County, is get other towns to form what's called a council of governments. ABAG is essentially a council of governments. 9 counties are forming it. You have the ability to form your own council of governments, and I believe that Marin should be its own council of governments.
Luce, however, maintains that the current ABAG effort is equitable and provides smaller communities with greater clout that results in lower housing requirements.
Like I said, this has always been a contentious process, and it's always had pain. And places like Corte Madera, this round, I mean, in the previous round, the one they're living in now, I think they had 270 units that they're required to zone for. In the current, the proposed round, they'll have 72 units. So the numbers are down, you know, what is that? No, they're only going to have to do 1/3 of the zoning that they've had to do in the past. That zoning should already be there. You get to count the zoning that's already on the ground. So they shouldn't really have to do anything. Now they're probably mad that anybody's telling them what to do, but that's been the state law for over 20 years. And what we're doing today isn't a change of that. It's actually an improvement on it.